Hello, 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 guys. I'm Skip LaCour. So glad you're here for this live broadcast. I want to come to you just for a few quick, short minutes, connect with you. Going through this journey of life, manformation. It's all about us becoming our best, both inside and outside the gym. I'm so glad you're here. It doesn't matter if you're watching this live on a replay version. Make sure that you post your comments, your questions, your suggestions, what you want to see more of as I do these live broadcasts. This is also a good time to set your notifications. As you see, I come on these live broadcasts at all different times of the day, covering all the different time zones all around the world for all of our brothers, all our determined men just like you and me from all over the world. Thank you so much for the likes, the loves, the hearts, the shares, the comments down below. We're building this tribe here. Again, make sure that you set your notifications, and it doesn't matter if you're watching this live or on a replay version. Make sure that you post your comments, your questions, and your suggestions down below. All right, so as we have more driven, ambitious men just like you coming on this live broadcast, I will do a couple sets, and I'll connect with you. I got a quick, short message for you here today. I want to talk about all the different training strategies, all the different eating strategies as you're committing. Maybe it's the first year you hear everybody talking about goals. Maybe your gym is more crowded with people with their resolutions. And this is also time for a lot of information, a lot of confusion, a lot of questions asked of you, especially like if you have a lot of experience in the gym. There's a lot of people who may be coming to you for advice because they want to be committed just like you. Like I said, there's a lot of confusion, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of frustration with these strategies that's causing a lot of people to quit. They won't make it a couple of months. All right, so if you're one of those people out there and you're absorbing all this information, I want to give you a little bit a perspective from a guy who's been doing it for 28 years, someone who started off like you, was resourceful, gritty, kept on going when he all these sets, reps, training strategies, eating strategies, when I was confused, but I kept on going through. I've helped literally thousands of men just like you go through the journey. And being where it was my entire life, right, as a fitness professional, I want to talk to you a little bit about the mindset of a fitness professional and how that's affecting how you're absorbing this information or how you're perceiving it. And then when I couldn't and I didn't want to put that much willpower, focus, time, and energy into breaking down all the different strategies and putting so much attention into my physical body, but I still wanted to have a great body. Here I am at my advanced age of 55, still at it, still loving it, but putting less willpower, focus, energy, and time into it, and still looking great. And I want to share this fusion of old school, new school that I have. Someone who was that dedicated fitness expert who started off, as somebody who was maybe just as confused if you're starting off, all right, who made it all the way through this journey. All right, so I'm going to do a set here or two while we have more people coming online. Again, say hello. Hello, Victor. Hello, AFib. Thank you so much. I appreciate the best coach. I work hard on being a coach, don't I? Whether it's my one-on-one clients who I work with intensely, privately on the phone, or coming to you on such a consistent basis. I work on being that big brother, that friend, that buff dad you never had, that coach, that mentor. Thank you so much, AFib. I really appreciate you appreciating my effort. Hello, Jonathan. How are you, sir? I haven't seen you around, Jonathan. Where have you been, brother? All right. Do a couple sets here. Put some more weight on there next time. All right, I want to give you a little tip as I am focusing on hitting the rear delts. All right, when you are doing your shoulders, very small muscle, they're very easy to miss the targeted muscle group, right? Especially those rear delts. If you look at most people, they've got maybe they got it full, but in the back it should be just as round in the back as it is in the front. But if you watch, most people, maybe this is you, it's a very small muscle, and sometimes it's really difficult to hit. If you drop your elbows, you're going to be doing more of the back and miss that rear delt, right? So, as I'm doing these rear delts, I'm going to do another set so you can kind of see actually what I'm talking about. There's things that I keep in mind, all right? And that's to try to keep my elbows up as much as possible as I do it, right? I don't want them to fall down, whether it's I'm doing a bent over dumbbell row or in this machine. I want to consciously keep those elbows up so it hits that targeted muscle group. Very small, very challenging to hit, all right? Now, I'll tell you, even when in my mind I am thinking like I'm way up here, I'm really still falling down a little bit. So I want to over-exaggerate how high I do it. The other thing is, I want to try to go in a nice wide arc. I'm visualizing it even more than its actual movement, right? So it's like I don't want a tight, short movement. I want to go a wide arc out, a wide arc out, and a wide arc in, all right? Other thing that I do is just like with most movements, I really explode the targeted muscle group, mind-muscle connection, in a 1 count, and I control it, really concentrate that muscle on the way down in a 1-2 count. So it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. All right, so watch me do that, all right? So those are some tips that I think about when I am training shoulders, especially trying to hit that very challenging to hit rear delt. So watch me do this, but then I want to give you some next level thinking. I want to help you climb into the mind of a fitness expert and how to make sure that you aren't listening to all this information. You become confused, overwhelmed, frustrated, and especially you start feeling that I'm not doing it right. This expert says it's do this way. Skip gave that tip. I haven't been doing it that way. Oh my God. I've been doing it wrong this whole time. What else am I doing wrong? You see how it sets a chain of effect, a series of emotions when you're getting these tips, and I want to prevent you from going down that path, a very disempowering, very confused, uncertain path, because if you're uncertain, you're not going to keep on going through this journey. And just like with anything else, there are patterns to figure out. You need to know where to allocate your willpower, focus, energy, and time. Every strategy isn't equal in importance when you go for your overall goal. And the overall goal isn't to have necessarily the best training strategy, all right, or the best eating strategy. The goal is to use the strategies to have the physique and the health that you really want. That's the result that you're after. There's a lot of ways to get that result. The training strategies, the tips within the training strategies, and the eating strategies, that's all the process. And there's many ways to work your way through that process, many ways to get from point A to point B, but you got to be mentally and emotionally flexible. And that's one thing when we get into this bodybuilding and training journey. For most of us, what we like is that structure. A lot of black and white thinking in this fitness world. From the top, the fitness experts, all the way to the bottom, those of us, okay, just tell me what to do, black or white, right or wrong. Am I doing it right or wrong, right? And it takes a lot of mental and emotional flexibility if you're going to make it to the other side and, maybe make it 28 years like I have. All right, so let me do this set. So watch those tips that I talked about and see if you see them actually in motion. Oh, you're so welcome. Ed, thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Ed's thanking me for my words of wisdom. I love this. I love connecting with you guys. I mean, as you can tell, this is my mission. This is my legacy. This is my destiny. I know my boy and my girls, they're going to be listening to this. My wife, right? I put a lot into this. And it helps me step up when I know you're out there and listening and all the great emails, and you guys are calling me. With this first of the year, I'm reconnecting with men, driven men just like you, who have been following me for like 20 years, back when they were 19 years old. I talked to Justin last week. I talked to Ryan last night. These guys have been following me when they were 20 years old. They were really into it. Now they're this phase of the man formation. Ed, that's what drives me. That's why I'm here with you so often, so enthusiastic. I want you to go along with this journey. I want you to go on this part of your life, this manformation with you. Whether you were with me way back when in the hardcore bodybuilding days, or you're just new to this journey. Let's do this together, all right? All right, maybe you watched those tips in action as I said that. You know, I do a lot of filming. If you guys have been following me for a long time, you know I've been filming for a very long time. I always watch the game tape, and I suggest that maybe you pull out your phone. We have such great cameras. You know, with every set, every once in a while, just go ahead and film yourself, right? Do one every couple weeks, and make sure you're executing the way you perceive you're executing. All right, so when I watch the game tape, see, it's like I know what to do, but many times it's just slightly off. I'm curious, right? Like I said, with those arms, I want to keep them way high up, right? But even with that in mind, sometimes they drop a little, right? So all of us getting to the next level, that's what's so exciting about this. It's such an amazing journey. There's always a higher level. But I want to talk about tips. I gave you some tips. I'll do that when I come to you many times. I'll give you tips on a bicep curl or where to position your elbow or your arm, right? There's one thing that you need to understand, especially if you're at the beginning of this journey, all right? You can be at the very beginning of the journey. You're taking on all this information. You want to do it right. You're finally committed. You're committed to do this. You're structuring your day, all this willpower, focus, time, and energy. You don't want to waste your time doing anything that isn't quote-unquote right. Sometimes we get into this black and white thinking. I personally think the whole training discipline, the lifestyle, it is a breeding ground. It is a perfect attraction for those of us who are more black and white thinkers. One thing that I've learned through the course of time, through my journey, my ups and downs, my manformation, my evolution, my journey towards self-awareness, is that the world is not black and white. There are many colors and shades, and the more mentally and emotionally flexible I am, I don't have to have everything a 10 out of 10 strategy, especially when there's a lot of things involved. I can be just pretty good on a lot of specific things. If it's the right set of skills, it's going to move me forward and give me that result that I want, that success. Not getting too caught up in the process, right? Like this perfect training routine or the perfect diet. All right, whatever that means, as you probably know, that's debatable, right? This whole black and white thinking. I've noticed it at the very beginning of our journey, and if we can make things black and white and simple in our minds, oversimplify them so we follow through, then that's a great thing. But if you think black or white, right or wrong, we think in those type of extremes, well, if we guess right and we have that certainty, then that's going to be good because we just set it and forget it. Whether we're doing it right or wrong, we believe we're in control and we'll continue. And if we continue long enough, we'll crack the code eventually. All right, so think about that, right? But if you think about most people who quit, maybe that was you many times in the past. I started on a training routine like 3 times joining a gym before, and I quit just like those other people that a lot of fitness people are saying, oh, these people are going to quit. I was one of those guys, like 3 times before I actually stuck to the bodybuilding and training lifestyle at 27 years old. Right now, I've been going straight for 28 years, right? So if you guess wrong, and you think you're doing everything wrong because everything has to be right or wrong, precise, then you're going to be like one of those many people out there, right? So, there's more than just black or white, right or wrong, 2 choices. Remember that. So that's at the beginning of your journey if you're going to make it. Now, I'll tell you this, your fitness experts, we're no different than you. We just locked into a black and white thinking for 28 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter if they're 25, 35, 45. Your fitness experts many times are black and white thinkers too. Really extreme, really passionate. That's why you love them. Because they are so passionate about what they do. You just love their energy, regardless, of what they're actually saying. It's you just love that energy, right? Okay, here's the thing is they have all their different strategies, right? Well, which one's right? right? The truth of the matter is they all have different versions of being right. Some is better than none when you're at that beginning of that journey, because you'll figure it out. You don't have to have everything perfect. Oh, what are you talking about, Skip? If you're going to do it right, 100%, do it right, do it, Well, it's not that easy, right? It's not that clear cut. Different people's reality of what's right and wrong, as you can see, it's not so black and white. A lot of fitness experts, and you can admire them for their physique, the way they present themselves, how passionate they are, maybe their information. They'll even differ in their opinions about what's right and what's wrong. They'll fight amongst themselves, right? That's kind of this whole breeding ground of where we're in, right? So you got to remember, some is better than none. You'll figure it out, all right? Now, here's the other things. Some of the men who are older, they were really into it. They had it black and white. I talked to Jose this past week, right? And he was back with me with nutrient timing, meal timing, stopping every 2 hours, right? Everything was separating his cardio 10 hours apart, all those very specific next level things. And he did, and he looked great in his 20s. Well, now he's in his 40s with this life, right? And he can't do all that. And so here's the challenge, is that he feels though if he can't do it right like that, then he doesn't do it at all. And that's not true. You can move forward, right? Let me just tell you, I gave you some tips with training, those next level tips, but let me just tell you this, that you can do that exercise, and you can do it not exactly right, but you can still hit that muscle, right? You want to shoot for perfection, but not when it ties you up, right? Sometimes if you just think about lifting, you just lift up a rock, it's going to work the muscle, right? Now, again, we don't want to do it that simple. We want to be sloppy. We want to shoot for higher and higher levels of execution. But if you have a fitness expert who's saying every single training strategy, oh, you've been doing it wrong. If you don't just move your elbow just quite right or this or that, you've been doing it wrong. Most people do it wrong. You're doing it wrong. And then they take up the identity, that's their sense of uniqueness, to tell you every single step, from the diet to the training to the exercise, everything you do wrong, right? And it's some next level tip. Like, let me just tell you, it doesn't work that way. Maybe they're right. Maybe that strategy could give you that extra couple percent. But it isn't a 10 out of 10 strategy or a 0. It isn't you're doing right or wrong. You did hit that muscle, so don't let them rock your sense of certainty. Like you've been doing it wrong this whole time. Oh my God, what else am I doing wrong? He says this, I'm doing this tricep exercise wrong, I'm doing this shoulder exercise wrong, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, science says it's sport. Oh my God, what am I even doing in here? Believe it or not, a lot of men, just like you, get overwhelmed by this process. All right, I want you to be mentally and emotionally flexible. There are a lot of ways to get there. Some is better than none. You'll figure it out if you're persistent, if you're gritty, if you're resourceful. Hey, check out those resources that I have down below. Win the Manformation program. Go to skiplacour.com/win and win that program. I want to give it to you. It's an 11-hour course, the mindset and actions of a powerful alpha male leader. All right, an 11-hour course with videos and workbooks. Right? Go there, apply, fill out the questionnaire, tell me what you want, what you're committed to doing. Right? Do that today. I give those out on a daily basis. Also, read the passages to my upcoming book. You talk about this, I talk about this black and white thing. You're saying, hey, that's me. Right? I see it a lot in this fitness world. Right? He's right about that. Right? Been doing this for 28 years. I talk about that and other epiphanies, other distinctions. Go to skiplacour.com/book and read the passages to my upcoming book. It's a matter of trust. Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. If it moves you, fill out that questionnaire too. I'll reach out to you. All right? So that's going to do it today. I really love coming to you just a little bit every single day. Thank you so much for your appreciation of being here. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.